Good, you got my note. As I mentioned last time, I was a happy distraction for our king, as he wasn't that enamoured by my cousin Anne. I was big news. Eustace Dupuy reported in February 1535, and I quote, "The lady who is lately in the king's favour is so no longer. There has succeeded to her place a cousin of the concubine, daughter of the present governess of the princess." The concubine, of course, being Anne, the princess the Lady Mary, and the governess my mother. So yes, it's all about me. Shortly after our affair started, Anne announced she was with child. And so it was just as well I was around for her lying in. Sadly, though, she miscarried that June. Their marriage, already in big trouble, did not improve, believe me. Despite the atmosphere, July was a wondrous time. We all departed for the summer progress. Such an opportunity to travel, unheard of for a girl like me. Travelling Tudors don't do so lightly. It's a slick military operation with an entourage of hundreds, mainly courtiers not wanting to miss out, plus attendants of all ranks and trades. Someone did a great job planning this particular progress. Where did we go? 8th of July, first stop Reading, then on to a 10-day tour of Oxfordshire. We then spent 5 glorious days in the beautiful Sudeley Castle. I would happily return there, although we stayed at nearby Winchcombe Abbey. Talking of abbeys, on this trip we pulled in Reading, Abingdon, Tewkesbury and Gloucester. Then followed 6 days of revelry at the atmospheric Berkeley Castle, another place I would gladly return. A linger at nearby Thornbury Castle before moving on to Acton Court, Little Sodbury Manor and Bronham House. We then arrived at Wolf Hall, the Seymours being wonderful hosts. Methinks they were trying to curry favour. I wonder why. Then a tour of Hampshire, including a visit to Winchester Cathedral, before arriving back at Windsor on the 26th of October. Now that's what I call a holiday. We all had the most splendid time. Fun, frivolity, flirting and feasting, eating our hosts out of house and home. Always leaving a little of ourselves behind, if you get my drift. The flirting, though, is something of an art form and should not be confused with anything more explicit. Girls were schooled in all forms of court entertainment, music, singing, dancing and courtly love. Let me explain. Women in the 16th century were expected to be eloquent and well-informed, remain conservative and quiet, and never appear opinionated or too worldly. To be both amorous and chaste at the same time, a fine line which should never be crossed. This rather innocent charade was enjoyed by all, but it is important to remember that it must never include any type of physical interaction. All were expected to engage in this flirtatious sport, yet a lady must uphold her virtue and her reputation. She must never be too accessible, which is why you must not be found in my bedchamber. She must encourage courtiers to be attentive to her and to be her champion in tournaments. Poems, sonnets and songs were written by the courtiers to the popular ladies at court, and competition to be the leading lady was fierce. Anne Boleyn being the most popular lady. You really must go. I will send word. Join me next time. I'll conclude my story with a tale of a very near miss and some poetry.